Back at the Great Valley, Ethan woke up and began to race slowly. Suddenly, he saw something charging towards the Old One. He was still asleep. "No way! Oh, this can't be happening," said Ethan, realizing that what was charging at him, Carnotaurus. Ethan got out his sword while he was trying to wake the Old One and warn him that the danger is coming near. "Come on, wake up quickly," Ethan said. Old One woke up. She was behind Ethan, watching his horse as the Carnotaurus. Ethan charged at it, sword in hand. He dodged the Carnuco jaws and grabbed onto his head and stabbed it. The Carnotaurus screamed as it took damage from the blade of Ethan's sword. After a few more twists and jabs, the Carnotaurus fell dead. This was as shocking as it's always been to Ethan, to have a large carnivore fall before a 14-year-old boy. But it happened. Well, Ethan always believed the old saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Never thought anyone could pussy out that saying, but until now. Ethan put his sword away as he stood before the Carnotaurus corpse. "How's that for training?" he said. The Old One congratulated Ethan. They headed towards the center of the valley, where they knew that their friend would be. Ethan told everyone about the Carnotaurus who attacked them, but Ethan headed off alone. Then, when a Harkonnen ship flew by and dropped a canister that landed near Ethan's feet. "What's this?" Ethan said, as he picked up the canister. Inside of it was a note that read, Ethan, I see you've returned. Well, so have I. I'm with the Harkonnen. Now that I'll wipe this entire valley and kill you before you know it. Now you're screwed, Ethan. Vengeance is mine. Andrew Jones. No, wait, he's back. Ethan yelled. Old One looked at the letter. Didn't we defeat him last month? She questioned. He didn't die. Andrew just had been thrown out of the last rift while I got stayed longer, Ethan replied. Why don't we just defeat these Harkonnen guys like we defeated the Spartans, said Allie. We could, but we'll suffer a lot of fatalities. The Harkonnens use guns, which makes them harder to defeat. We could run at them, but they'll just shoot us from the distance, Ethan replied. Then we're done for, said Peter's mother. No, we're not. I have something that can contact anything in the universe. I'm sure that we should be able to contact the House of Atreides, the enemy of the Harkonnens, Ethan replied. A call for help, Grandma Longneck replied. Exactly. But how do we know that we can trust these so-called Atreides? Said Doc. They're human like me. I can trust them. They're noble, Ethan replied. Then everyone left. Ethan left with Littleblood. At the nest, Ethan, Littleblood, Grandpa Longneck, and Grandma Longneck all planned how they were going to contact the Atreides. I know my line, said Ethan, knowing what he was going to say to them. It was dark. Night had fallen, and they were all exhausted. They all went to sleep, and the next morning, Ethan and the others awoke. And for 4 of them headed off to the center of the valley. Ethan then constructed a huge satellite dish that helped everyone else. Once activated, it could send a message anywhere in the universe. Then Ethan started to record a message, a call for help. Duke, leader of the Atreides, my name is Ethan Sullivan. I am on the planet known as Earth, about 4 million miles for Archimedes. My rival, Andrew Jones, has joined the Baron. The Harkonnens are planning to claim this place called the Great Valley and wipe out all the residents. Andrew is planning to take his vengeance. I ask for assistance. You are our only hope, said Ethan as he spoke into the microphone. Then he transmitted the message in hope that it would reach out to the House of Atreides. You know what? I find that hard to believe. I mean, come on, think about it. Ethan Sullivan, a 14-year-old kid, and a bunch of dinosaurs construct a satellite dish. How? Probably from trees and rocks that can contact anyone from the universe. Does that even sound anywhere near believable? Suddenly, a Harkonnen ship appeared and it started firing on the valley. I'll handle this, Ethan said. He climbed up the tree and jumped, barely grabbing the front of the suicide bomber. Ethan drove his sword in the front window, killing the pilot. Then he climbed and grabbed the controls. He flew a step towards the mysterious beyond. Ethan scrambled back to the outside front of the ship's hull. He chose his eye and jumped off. When he opened his eyes, he was free-falling, knowing he wouldn't survive the impact. Then he spotted a river near the Thundery Falls. He pinned his arms to his side and struck it head forward and attempted to steer himself to the direction of the river. Ethan closed his eyes, began to pray, hoping he would survive. Grandma Longneck ran near the Thundery Falls. Ethan landed right in the river. Everyone ran to see if he was alive. Ethan came up for air and saw everyone stare inside in relief. We thought you died, said Grandma Longneck. Well, good for you, Ethan replied as he clambered out of the river. This is not good. The Harkonnens know that we're here, said Tossie. There must be a solution to this, Grandpa Longneck replied. Yeah, right, Longneck, Tossie replied. Would you two shut up? Ethan yelled, tired of the argument. No one tells a three-horn to shut up, Tossie replied. Who the heck cares? Ethan replied, showing his anger. Everyone calmed down, but they were quite amazed. Tossie was thought to be the toughest resident in the Great Valley, yet Ethan had proved him wrong with ease. Everyone went home, still wondering how the war was going to be resolved, and if that message had been reached to the Atreides. Ethan went to the cave. He sat on his bed and decided to sleep there since the weather was freezing. While he was falling asleep, another dream, oddly both disturbing and peaceful. He saw Nick Frost, his childhood teenage friend, sacrifice himself to save Littlefoot's mother while in another rift. Then he saw a younger version of Littlefoot with his mother. Littlefoot's mother was teaching him that she had heard from Nay as well as everything that she learned from him. Because of this, Ethan grinned slightly in his dreams. The next morning, everyone woke up and immediately then went down to the valley. Ethan met up with Littlefoot and the grandparents. They went to the meeting place. Everyone else was there. Did I miss anything in the last 2 minutes? Ethan said as he yawned. Yes, I'm afraid you did, Allie's mom replied, weeping. What happened to you? Ethan asked. 2 flyers had kidnapped my beloved Allie, Allie's mother said. Oh, great. Can you describe them? Ethan asked. Allie's mother gave an explicit description. Oh no, that's Rikus and Sierra, Littlefoot said. Okay, you're not even going to give us a description? That doesn't really work out as much. Don't just say that it happened. Make me believe that it happened. Ethan asked, do you know where they went? No, I don't, Littlefoot's mother replied. But I do, a voice said. Everyone looked to the skies and saw Tyranno. It's you again. I could have sworn I exiled you, Topsy said. You did, but 5 cold times have passed, haven't they? Tyranno replied. No, they haven't, Topsy yelled. Wait, you might be able to help us find out where Rikus and Sierra went, Ethan replied. No shit. He could, after all. No shit, Littlefoot said. Tyranno knew the no fucking shit! Old One joined in. Ethan, Littlefoot, Tyranno, and the gang split up into groups. Tyranno and Petrie, Ethan and Littlefoot, Sarah, Ducky, and Spike. Uncle, where did they go? Said Petrie. No worries. Rikus and Sierra may be sinister, but they're nevertheless dumb. They probably chose the obvious hiding spot, Tyranno replied. On the ground level, Ethan and Littlefoot searched in the mysterious beyond. It's no use. I don't think either of them would be so stupid enough to stay on the ground. No shit, said Ethan. Well, got to keep looking, Littlefoot replied. In another area, Sarah, Ducky, Spike were also searching. I haven't found anything. Nope, Ducky said. Neither have Spike and I, Sarah replied. Meanwhile, in the air, Petrie and Tyranno kept flying around looking. Tyranno peered into a cave, and inside he saw Rikus and Sierra. I found them, Tyranno yelled. Petrie looked and saw both of them too. They went to tell the others. They both swooped down in ground level and spotted Ethan and Littlefoot. Did you 2 find anything? Ethan asked. Yes, the 2 we're looking for, Tyranno replied. Where? Littlefoot asked. In a cave, high above the ground, Tyranno replied. How are we supposed to get there? Said Ethan. I have an idea, Tyranno replied, so the idea was executed. Tyranno was carrying the gang on his back and Ethan was hanging from his talons. You better not drop me, Ethan said. Why, are you scared of heights? Tyranno replied. No, but I hate the experience of a 50-foot fall, Ethan replied. They landed in the cave, where Ethan drew his sword, and they all began to search the cave. Rikus and Sierra could be planning to ambush them. Come on, come out from behind the curtain, show yourself, Ethan yelled. Sure, a voice said. Then Ethan, as well as the rest of the gang, saw the 2 flyers holding Allie over a 70-foot drop. Don't move or the little long neck dies, Sierra said. Do what he says, Littlefoot said. Surrendering, Ethan threw down his sword. Good, Sierra said. Rikus brought Allie back over the edge. They both came over to kill everyone, but Ethan looked at Rikus. There's one thing you need to know. I never surrender, Ethan said. He quickly picked up the sword and tore Rikus' right ring. Rikus screamed in pain. Ethan shoved Rikus over the ledge. Everyone went for Sierra's neck. Ethan lunged at him, preparing to attack from Sierra. Then he drove his sword through Sierra's left ring and tore a hole in his right. Goodbye, Littlefoot yelled as he headbutted Sierra, causing him to fall, but Sierra was determined that he wasn't going to go down alone. He groped for Allie, but she ran from the edge, leaving Sierra to fall. I'll be back, Sierra yelled. I seriously doubt you will, but if you do, we'll be raiding. And we'll be ready, Ethan replied as he watched Sierra fall. I think we should be heading home, Tyranno said, so they all headed back to the Great Valley. Once Tyranno landed, everyone walked and flew towards the Great Valley center, where Allie's mother stood expecting the worst. Over there, the Old One exclaimed. They all turned to see Ethan walking slowly, Littlefoot and the gang by his side, as well as Tyranno and Allie. We're back, he said triumphantly. Allie, you're safe, Allie's mother said. I know, Mom, Allie replied. So we got Allie back. Now we couldn't have done it without him, Ethan said, pointing to Tyranno. Tyranno, thank you. You show my appreciation. You may stay in the Great Valley, Grandpa Longneck said. Thank you, Tyranno replied. I hope you didn't forget we still have the Harkonnens to deal with, Ethan said. Don't worry, we didn't, Grandma Longneck replied. Oh, crap! Look!